This weekend here at O'Hara, featuring the Hawks.
It is the third and final game of the Philly, New Jersey High School Challenge here at Cardinal O'Hara, and it should be a great one on this Saturday afternoon, as it's Hudson Catholic taking on Cardinal O'Hara High School. A pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Great to have you along with us. Alongside Rob Believus, I'm Mike Samsel. We thank you so much for joining us here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Rob, this should be a really fascinating game. Cardinal O'Hara coming in. They were 7-4 last season. This is a team that wants to be a little bit more run-based this season, but they have a great quarterback returning in Luke Sprague as well.
6'5", you don't really see that a lot, a quarterback that big. They are young, a lot of not a lot of seniors on the team, a lot of juniors and sophomores on the team, so that's kind of going to be key when they run the ball with the offensive line, with trying to make everything work, because in the first game you kind of never know where that's going to go, so hopefully it goes the way they want.
Yeah, it is kind of a wild card for this first game, and we take a look at this Hudson Catholic team. A long trip down here from Jersey City, and they're in search of some competition.
That's what we were talking to one of the assistant coaches on the field. I mean, if you're coming all the way from Jersey City, you obviously want to win the game. But the opposite with Hudson City is that there are a lot of seniors on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a big difference with execution early to kind of see how that goes. But I've been wrong before. But I mean, you have a young team against a veteran team, and they want to work on the details because last year they lost a lot of close games. They lost a close game in the playoffs, but they are 9-0 the last 2 years in their division. So again, they're looking for some competition. So they come on down to Pennsylvania, crossing the bridge.
The skies have been dry today. That's a good thing because we've had an incredibly humid week here in the Philadelphia area. But a pleasant day today, overcast skies, cool. That certainly makes it a lot easier to play out there as well.
It's not humid. It's not raining. A little overcast, like you said. So I mean, I guess you got to take it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
No monsoon going today. That's a good thing. So it'll be equal footing for both teams.
What do you think, partner? You ready to kick this thing off?
I'm ready to go, Mike.
When we come back here on the Sports Fan Base Network, it will be kickoff as Hudson Catholic takes on Cardinal O'Hara. Coming up here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Back at Cardinal O'Hara High School alongside Rob Believus, Mike Samsel, just about set for kickoff in today's game, getting set for the coin toss right now. But before that, Rob, your keys to the game this afternoon.
Well, for Cardinal O'Hara, as we talked at the Open, they are a young team, so you want to get out. You want to have rhythm early. You want to run the ball early. And you really want their senior quarterback to lead the team, being that it is a young team. And with Hudson Catholic, they want to really focus on the details because, like we said in the Open, they had lost a lot of close games. So you want to focus on the small things. And being on the road, coming from all the way from North Jersey, you want to get off to a positive start because when you're on the road, it's always a lot tougher. And if you can kind of get things going, you kind of forget that you're on the road. But it should be an interesting matchup. Again, you have a senior laden team. With Hudson, and then you have a younger team with Cardinal O'Hara, so it should be a good football game.
Yeah, it certainly should, and the Lions of Cardinal O'Hara are a team that does return a lot of experience. A lot of these young men got some experience last season, a team that finished 7-4, and on the other side, for the Hawks of Hudson Catholic, it's a senior-laden team, but it's a team that has been frustrated with themselves at times as O'Hara has won the toss and elected to receive. Heading into states, Hudson Catholic knows, hey, we're in a division that might not be necessarily the strongest in the world. So we've got to go out and look really, we've got to look all over for good competition to try and get us ready for the States. And I think this will be a really good challenge for them because that's exactly the goal. And it's hard to believe. Here we sit September 1st, and you're already thinking about States. But when you play in a division that's not necessarily at its peak, that's how you've got to schedule your non-conference schedule.
No, and it's just like in a big-time college program where if you're in a weaker conference, you want to play out of that conference so you get those wins. And more importantly, you get the experience. If you're playing the better teams when you're in your division, it makes it a lot easier for you in the long run. And again, when you're in States.
Hudson Catholic getting set to boot this one away for Cardinal. O'Hara back deep to receive. It's Quasir Cotman at the top of your screen, and at the bottom of your screen, it's Chris Kirby as handling the kickoff duties for the Hawks will be the sophomore Jaden Diaz.
And we weren't sure in warm-ups because I saw one kicker warming up and you saw another one at the far end.
Yeah, Hudson Catholic used a number of kickers, but it will indeed be Diaz to tee up the opener as we are underway this afternoon. It'll take a hop and come to Cotman, who looks for room up the right side and gets wrestled down at about the 25-yard line by the senior Hassan Dominic. It's a pretty good starting field position right about the 25, 26-yard line. They'll officially give him the 26, and it'll be a first down for the Lions and quarterback Luke Sprague. Sprague kind of took over the quarterback job last season for Cardinal O'Hara. A couple games into the season, they were alternating, then he clearly set himself apart. And the thing that stands out is they've said he's worked really hard in the offseason to kind of fill out his frame as well.
I mean, he definitely looks the part.
On first down, they'll hand it off, and a nice leaping jump cut down across the 30 to the 33 is Cotman with the carry. He'll rip off about 6.
And again, what we said at the top of the show is going with the hurry-up offense.
And they'll give it to Cotman again, but having none of it this time. Great penetration from Anthony Jones. The junior lineman will lose a couple of the yards he gained back, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6.
Now, I was saying that you want to start out running the ball early, and that's what they're attempting to do. So you had one good play, one bad play, and we'll see what they do here on 3rd down.
First 3rd down of the day for the Lions. It's 3rd and 6. They come out with trips to the bottom of your screen. And the lone setback, Cotman. Will go to the air for the first time today with a screen that's pretty well set up. And tumbling toward the sticks. It'll depend on the spot, as the reception was made by Max Much, and a flag comes in at the end of the play as well. And if they didn't get it on the field, it looks like they may end up with the first down on a post-play penalty.
Originally it was a generous spot, but like you said, if it's against Hudson, it may not matter.
And it is a dead ball personal foul on Hudson Catholic, and that's one of the things that we mentioned, the details, exactly.
That's not how you want to start when you're on the road. I mean, really anytime, especially when you're on the road.
15-yard penalty.
So a 15-yard penalty, and just like that, it's in the Hawks' territory at the 47.
Now, it looks like Sprague had them in a hurry-up to start the game. The question is, will they continue that?
They stick with the spread formation, now under center on 1st down and 10. Sprague's going to go to the air again. And on the outside, couple of missed tackles near the sticks. It's a reception for Kirby. And he'll be about a yard shy of the first down.
And had a lot of space. Not really anybody around him when he caught the football.
Brings up 2nd down and 1.
Adams with the stop, setting up a 2nd down and 1 as we're just about a minute 45 seconds into today's game. Cardinal O'Hara on the first drive of the game. Moving the football well. They've got a 2nd down and 1. The single back remains Cotman, and he'll get it this time off the left side. And he's not going to get it. Great job to swarm to the football, and Hassan Dominic comes up with a stop. It'll be a loss on the play of 1 and bring up a 3rd down and 2. Already 1 for 1 on 3rd down today is Cardinal O'Hara.
Now the question is on 3rd and 2. You've kind of had a mixed bag early in the drive with running the football. So do they stick with the run? I mean, they did say they want to establish the run early, so we'll see if they stick with it on 3rd and 2.
Twin tight ends, twin receivers.
It looks like it.
Cotman the lone setback, but keeping it is Sprague, and he'll use that big 6'4" frame to get the 1st down on a sneak.
Simple as playing football, and usually it always works effectively. A lot of teams, when they get in the short yardage, they get too cute. Just if you have a quarterback that's that big, just run the QB sneak.
Yeah, kind of Tom Brady style. Just tuck in behind your offensive line and get the yardage you need. So it's a 1st down for Cardinal O'Hara. It'll be Keed Capoto and a tailback this time on the left hip of Sprague. Bit of a wayward snap on the option. Sprague keeps and breaks a tackle. Sprague up the left sideline. Dives for the goal line. And he's out inside the 5.
That was a fantastic fake. It was fantastic. I mean, usually I don't get tricked that well, not many times, but it was beautiful. The play was set up great, and now you got 1st and goal, and you really can't ask much more for that.
A gain of 35 on the carry for Sprague sets up a 1st and goal.
Brings up 1st down and goal for the Lions.
Worked last time. I'd go with the QB sneak again if you're on the 1.
Capoto the lone setback. He gets it. And he gets the touchdown for Cardinal O'Hara.
Line carry by number 8, Keith Poto. Gain of 1 and good for a Lion touchdown.
And if you start a season, that's what you want to do. You want to get the football. You want to go right down the field. You want to score. And, that's just positive. I mean, that's how you want to start a season.
9 plays right down the field for Cardinal O'Hara. In a drive that took 3 minutes and 19 seconds off the clock. Mike Levy on to attempt the extra point, and Hudson Catholic helped him out with a penalty as well. Looked like they maybe got a hand on that kick, but it's still through the uprights. And good. A picture-perfect start to the season for Cardinal O'Hara. Their first drive goes 9 plays, 75 yards, and results in a touchdown.
And for a young team, like we said at the beginning, we keep hammering out. You really want positive things to go early, and that's the way you want to go. The opposite for Hudson Catholic with the personal foul penalty on the previous drive. They're going to try to flip the momentum when they get the football. And we'll see. Again, we're not kind of sure what kind of offense they're going to run. We were out talking to their assistant coach, your run team, or your pass team, and they're kind of like it's a mixed bag. So I guess they kind of got to find what their identity is this year.
Hudson Catholic is the team in white with the black helmets, and all navy for Cardinal O'Hara with white numerals and the red trim.
I mean, that's not a short drive, though, coming away from Jersey City either.
No, it is certainly not. Christian Rogers is back deep to receive the kick for the Hawks. Levy will put the right boot to it. It's a short kick. This one could be trouble. Fair catch called for and made by one of the up men, Isaiah Desaias. Calls for the fair catch and makes it.
Kind of interesting, that kind of kickoff, if they're concerned with the return game of Hudson Catholic when you do something like that, because kind of when you kick it like that, there's a risk of it going out of bounds. A lot of things can happen, but they might be concerned with the return game if you're kicking the ball like that.
And that's one of those things where it could be concern of the return, or it could be, hey, let's see if we can catch him napping.
That's a good point there, too.
The senior quarterback for Hudson Catholic is Jonathan Bates. He'll come out on 1st down and 10 with split backs in the shotgun, flanked by White and Dominic. Option. And a good strong run across the 40 for Hassan Dominic. Boy, as we've seen early on in this game, Dominic is not one to shy away from contact.
No, not at all. And that's the kind of player you want on your football team. A guy that's really once they get down and dirty.
That's for the Lions.
That's always going to help your football team. You don't want a guy that's going to run away from contact. You know what I mean, Mike?
Culp comes up with the stop as it'll be a new left tackle in for one play for Hudson Catholic as big number 74, Jaden Rowling, lost his helmet. It'll be a 4-receiver set this time for Bates. Screen out to the left to Bolden. Pinballs off a couple of defenders. It'll be close to the sticks, maybe about a half-yard shy.
It's always hard to tell when the sticks are on the opposite side because your depth perception always gets thrown out.
Yeah, exactly.
Initially, it looked like it was the first thing. You're like, no, he's a little shy. But again, coming out, running the football.
So it'll be a 3rd down and 1. Bates remains in the shotgun with White and Dominic on either hip. And a slot to the top of your screen. Dominic is going to be close.
They may have to measure for this one. But great gang tackling by Cardinal.
Leading the way
Short of first
3rd and
down
about
yardage.
was Culp.
Gain of less than a yard.
Half a yard, maybe?
Yeah, they didn't end up giving him much. And the referees are going to measure for this one. Calling the officials timeout. It looks like the ball is just shy of the 46-yard line, and they needed the 46 for a first down.
Yeah, it's close. I believe it'll be shy, but it's close.
So, we've made some advancements here at the SFBN over the past couple of years. I think next up now we need the yellow first down line to see on some of these close measurements.
Well,
yeah, they're going to be a couple of lengths short. Tough call early on.
Do they roll the dice? You know what? You're on the road. You want to try to make a statement. I'd go for it. But I'm a gambler.
I think I would too, but boy, if it doesn't work, the way that Cardinal O'Hara offense looked on the first drive, you may be setting yourself up for, depending on your perspective, either a long or a short day. But they are going to keep the offense on the field. I'll tell you what, I like the aggressiveness here.
Now you could go everybody off guard, go play action.
That would be a gutsy call. Dominic is the up man, White deep for Bates under center.
Looks like just trying to draw him off sides. No.
And they're not going to get it. Wonderful penetration for Cardinal O'Hara. Leading the way was the big defensive lineman, Lou Perry.
For Hudson Catholic, they're kind of a slow developing run play. You would think they would have taken a page out of Cardinal O'Hara's book when, just quarterback sneaking. You're half a yard away from trying to get the first down, but, you have that kind of that slow developing run play lets the defense get the penetration into the backfield.
So a turnover on downs on the first drive.
Like you said, great field position.
That it is. At the 44 of Hudson Catholic. Sprague by himself in the shotgun goes with a slant out to the right and nearly picked off. Jahir White was the closest one to it. He was looking for Cole Sprague. And they just didn't look like on the same page.
I do like the aggressiveness early, going with the empty backfield and spreading it out.
.7:37 to play here in the first quarter. Cardinal O'Hara and Navy with a 7-0 lead. 4 receivers this time. They're going to go a screen out to the tailback. Racing toward the corner and not getting there is Cotman. Nassim Owens with wonderful backside pursuit comes up with a stop, and it'll set up a 3rd down and long as that lost about 4 yards on the play.
And so far the defense for Hudson Catholic, after the offense could not convert on the 4th down, is holding up for them. We'll see what happens here on 3rd and long on what you would think is an obvious passing situation.
It'll be 3rd down and 14. Sprague with some pressure. able to step out of it momentarily before he's sacked back in his own territory.
Near midfield.
Stefan Payne eventually is the one who's able to come up with the stop.
The senior making a nice play in the backfield there. For a second there, I thought Sprague was going to be able to get out of it, but it didn't happen.
The Lions will be in punt formation.
So that's huge for Hudson Catholic after turning the ball over on downs to not only come up with a stop, but actually take away 6 yards from Cardinal O'Hara that drive.
Exactly, and from what I was reading, Cardinal O'Hara also all new special teams players, so this is going to be important for them.
Derek Patrick, the punt angle toward the sideline and out. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like it'll be, if not inside the 20, right at the 20. And that's just about what you're looking to do, trap them down at the 20 or inside of it. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Lions on their second drive of the day.
Has Hudson passed the football yet? I don't think they have.
They have not, no.
Not.
We'll have it at their own 20, 1st down and 10. They do come out in a spread formation.
Maybe
This time with 4 receivers and White on the right hip. Bates will throw for the first time today and does so nicely for a gain of 21 over the middle to Isaiah Desaias.
And a great ball, really threaded the needle through several defenders. And there you go, right when we said it, have they passed the ball yet? They go, and right out of the gate, they throw the football.
And they rip off 24 on the gain.
Combined to make that tackle.
So they'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 44. Again, 4 receivers in White, the lone setback for Bates. And there was some early movement on the outside. Bolden is the one who came up with the reception, but I think he may get charged for the illegal procedure as well, as that'll move Hudson Catholic back 5.
Nothing will get a head coach more frustrated than penalties before the snap of the
False start
ball.
on the Hawks. 5-yard penalty. Ball spotted at the Hudson Catholic 39. 1st down and 15.
Some of that is early season jitters, but again, I go back to our keys to the game.
Details.
Exactly.
Details. You have a beautiful 23-yard gain followed by a penalty.
So it's now 1st and 15 for the Hawks. They'll stick with that 4 receiver set. And they go to the outside through the hands of Desaias this time.
Pass is incomplete. That coverage for the Lions was P.J. O'Reilly.
And again, when you have the penalties,
2nd down and 15.
you're backed up, 2nd and 15, 2nd and 20. It kind of ties you up on what you can do as far as what kind of, it's hard for you to run the ball if it's, 2nd and 15, 2nd
Right.
and 20.
Makes that playbook a little bit shorter.
Exactly.
They'll have 4 receivers on 2nd and 15. Bates has a clean pocket and a strong arm. That'll be in the O'Hara territory, just shy of the 1st down, as the reception is made by Donnell Adams.
Now Hudson Catholic, a positive play. Can they put 2 positive plays together?
3rd down and 2. Deuce Patrick in on that stop for the Lions.
That's a football name, Deuce Patrick.
Yeah, it sure is. 3rd and 2 on the gain of 14 on the reception to Adams. Actually, that'll make it a gain of 13. Apologies. Shotgun formation, wing to the left. White will get the handoff. Disappears into the rugby scrum, and he's going to be short again. No gain on the play.
Gain of about
Now,
1.
what do you do?
Ball spotted.
4th and short last time.
47 brings up 4th down and 1.
It's not goal line. It's not goal line.
Well, they've shown the aggressiveness.
Joe Kelly.
Why not go for it again? See if you can learn from your mistake a little bit.
I mean, you're kind
Go
of
with a little faster developing play.
You're kind of in that no man's land, right across midfield. It's not like you're that far back in your own territory.
White the lone setback for Bates. Receiver in motion is Smith. They're going to throw this time, and they're going to get it. 1st down and more inside the 35-yard line. Flag down as the reception is made by Kai Smith. We'll check on the laundry. Gain of 12 on the play.
I mean, usually when you see that type of play, you want to say that's a face mask, but
We'll see about the penalty.
we'll see what the officials say.
I wonder if that's an offensive pass interference.
I think we're both wrong based on what I'm hearing, but we're going to find out in a second. Long conference.
Whatever it is, it appears to be on Hudson Catholic. At least that is the initial signal. Is Hudson Catholic thinks it's on them.
Yep.
And it is an illegal block in the back.
Illegal block on the Hawks.
Now, here's the interesting thing. It's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So it pretty much puts them back at the original line of scrimmage and keeps it at 4th down and 1.
And obviously, if you went for it on 4th and 1 before, you're going to go for it again.
4th down and 1.
One would think.
All kinds of changes for Hudson now.
Catholic's going to punt this time, it looks like.
Hudson Catholic is in punt formation.
As Jahir White
That's interesting, though.
will punt it away.
4th and short before the penalty, same thing, and now you're going to punt it.
It's Max Much back deep. Line drive, wobbling kick will be inside the 10. Risky for Much to play it, but he does at the 6. Flags down as he gets a big block, but it's going to be another flag as Much remains on his feet. Nifty looking return across the 35, but it's coming back.
All kinds of laundry on the field.
At least 2 blocking the backs, I think, is probably going to be the call on both of them.
Fans, be sure to follow Cardinal O'Hara on Twitter.
So Cardinal O'Hara will keep the football.
Visit COHS.com
As we wait for the official
for
word.
all of your social
But
media links. And be
it looks
sure to
like
use
it's
the
going to move
hashtag
them back
Lion Up for all of your social
inside
media
the
posts this
15.
afternoon.
2 illegal block in the backs. Take your pick on which one will stick.
Good thing for Cardinal O'Hara, you can't get 2 penalties on one play.
So it's the first one that's declined. And they're going to mark this one off. At about the 10-yard line.
After the penalty, the ball will be spotted just inside the Lion 10-yard line.
So when you do start deep in your own territory, this is when you gotta, you hold on to the football. You don't want any mistakes because it always gets a little dicey when you're on own territory. Again, you were talking about the early season jitters, and you kind of get that when you're backed up deep.
Tighten down, Deuce. Tighten down, Deuce.
1st and 10. It's a shotgun formation for O'Hara. And Sprague's going to throw. To the right, and the reception is made.
Quarterback Luke Sprague's pass is
Not
complete.
much, maybe about 3 yards as Much comes up with a reception. And they will give him 4 before he's brought down by Jahir White.
Brings up 2nd down and 6.
So it'll be 2nd down and 6, but a little more breathing room as we tick toward 2.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
Now, I mean, they've really had success running the football. They come out throwing the ball. So for 2nd and 6, you can go either way. But it's a spread formation again.
5 receivers, trips to the top of the formation. And it's out to the left in Sprague, who makes a man miss across the 20, and he'll have a 1st down for Cardinal O'Hara. Gain of 7 on the reception.
And again, when you're deep in your territory, getting that breathing room on the other side of the 20,
21-yard line.
it just makes you feel better. It makes the team a little bit more positive, and you can do a lot more.
And that pass and catch, Sprague to Sprague, is good for a Lion. 1st down.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. O'Hara with a 7-0 lead. This drive started inside their own 10. Sprague's under center this time. I don't think Cardinal O'Hara much liked what they were seeing as B.J. Hogan, the head coach of Cardinal O'Hara, takes a timeout with 1:53 to play here in the first quarter. And Cardinal O'Hara leading 7-0. First drive of the game, they converted on a pair of 3rd downs. They're 2 for 3 from 3rd down today. A big 35-yard run by Luke Sprague on that drive was the play that really sprung it open. And then a 1-yard run from Keith Capoto made it 7-0 O'Hara on that first drive, and the teams have kind of played 20-20 since that drive.
Yeah, so far, I mean, it's kind of, again, a mixed bag of what we've seen so far. It could be just, like you said, kind of early season jitters. But we've seen explosive plays from both offenses. Then you see the explosive play, you see the penalty. And that's really, in any sport in the beginning, it's going to be kind of iron out the kinks, as they say.
Cotman is the tailback on 1st and 10 behind Sprague. It's a play action. Sprague mishandles, able to regather, and still finds the open man for a first down and more. Across the 35-yard line, P.J. O'Reilly makes the reception. He's up to the 38-yard line, gain of 17 and a first down.
P.J. O'Reilly had all kinds of room when he got the football. He had a blocker in front of him and a well-designed play.
Well, how about Sprague with, able to kind of calm himself, as it looked like the football almost slipped out of his hands when he went to throw the first time, took the time, regathered, made the throw, and got the gain of 17 and a first down.
And there's when the experience pays off for him.
Twin tailbacks for Sprague this time. It's a read option, and he'll give it off to Cotman. Looking for the corner and not going to find it. He'll lose about 3.
Almost kind of ran into each other on that one.
Hassan Dominic is the one who strung the play out and eventually gets credit for the stop as well. They'll give him a loss of 2 on the carry. 2nd and 12. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Sprague in the gun. Under some pressure again. Floats it out there, and it's caught across midfield. The reception made by Derek Patrick. At least that's what its mom calls him. They call him Deuce here at Cardinal O'Hara. And that was a great throw on the run by Sprague for the first down.
He had good protection. It looks like he also, early on in that play, he had someone down the field that was open. He goes through his progressions, finds the open receiver. And that's the key to a quarterback is you want to go through your progressions. If you can go through your progressions, it makes the world a difference.
My question is, how come Deuce Patrick wears number 4?
Should be wearing 22.
Exactly. 1st and 10 in the Hudson Catholic territory after the gain of 15 on the reception. Sprague goes with a counter. And a couple of missed tackles. Springs the tailback, Capoto, inside the 25.
A couple of missed tackles, but also a couple of great blocks by the offensive line to set that up.
Gain of 24 on the carry and a first down for Cardinal O'Hara. Remember, this drive started all the way back at their own 10-yard line. This will be the 7th play of the drive.
First down.
And obviously, if you're Hudson Catholic, you don't want to get in the hole 14-0 on the road. So you want to do everything you can to keep them to at least a field goal attempt here.
4 receivers slot to either side. Cotman the lone setback. Sprague fires, and the reception is made that side for a gain of about 4 as Chris Kirby is swarmed at the 23-yard line. So they'll officially call it a gain of 2. And that is going to be the final play of the first quarter here at Cardinal O'Hara in the final game of the Philly, New Jersey Challenge. Cardinal O'Hara dominated possession in that first half and are looking to jump out to a 2-touchdown lead. Through 1, it's Cardinal O'Hara 7, Hudson Catholic nothing. You're watching the Sports Fanbase Network presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Set to start the second quarter here at Cardinal O'Hara High School. With Rob, I'm Mike. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Presented by Payroll Service Solutions, 7-0 our score. Cardinal O'Hara in front over Hudson Catholic and driving, but it was not a first quarter without opportunity for the Hawks.
No, and again, we're going to keep going back to it. They had positive plays in offense, followed up by a penalty, and like the head coach said, you got to stay with the details. Details, details, details. Take 2 steps, you take 1 step forward, you take 2 steps back.
Yeah.
It's not going to help you.
1st and 10, 4 receivers for Sprague. Cotman the lone setback. It's an option. He keeps it. He's got space. Sprague will be inside the 15 with a first down. Gain of 9 on the carry.
9 on that run.
With Sprague being obviously athletic and as big as he is, the things you can do on offense with him, it like we said, opens up the playbook where he's like having another running back on the field, which is fantastic for Cardinal.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 14 for the Cardinals. Sprague remains in the shotgun. Man in motion makes it trips right. Sprague under pressure, takes off out the left side. Spins off a tackle inside the 10. Kai Smith found himself in a tough spot in the open field, but made a nice tackle. Check it. That's Stephon Payne who made the stop, number 8.
Sorry, I let it slide, Mike. But on the flip side with your quarterback, if you're using him to run a lot, you do put him at risk of taking big shots in the middle of the field, which, you know, it's a gamble.
Right.
As Carson Wentz found out last year.
2nd down and 6. Trips to the right once more. Lone receiver to the bottom of your screen is Cole Sprague. Sprague, a wild snap, but he's able to get the handoff off, but that play was off from the beginning. And Dominic and Rogers swarm Cotman for the stop, no gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down after a loss of 1 on the play. 2 for 3 on 3rd down today is Cardinal O'Hara.
Unfortunate there was not a turnover on that play because it just from the start didn't look good. And
right.
Lucky for Cardinal, there was not a fumble on the exchange.
Right, go left.
3rd and 7.
Ladies on the wrong side.
Sprague takes the snap, fires left, and a little too tall and incomplete. Was looking to find Mike Levy on an out route, and Hudson Catholic gets a much-needed stop here. At least it looks that way. 4th and 7 from the 10. Depending on how your kicking game is, even 26 yards could be a hardy kick, and it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field.
It does look like that. I mean, before you said that, I saw the kicker on the sideline, so obviously it wasn't going to go in, but they're going to go for it.
So it'll be 4th and 7 from the 10 of Hudson Catholic.
You would think it's a passing situation at 4th and 7.
Cotman the lone setback. Sprague drops, swarmed, and sacked. Back to the 15-yard line, Luis Galazara comes up with a sack.
Brought down by Luis Galarza.
Hudson Catholic with their 2nd sack of the ball game.
Also, Anthony Jones in on that sack.
2nd sack of the game and a big turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs. Hawks take over
for Cardinal O'Hara.
At their own 15-yard
That
line.
ends
First down,
what was a 12-play drive that started at their own 10-yard line.
I'm sure Cardinal O'Hara is not happy. I mean, going all the way down the field and not being able to come away with no points on that long drive.
So the Hawks will have it 1st and 10. 3 receivers in a slot to the right for Jonathan Bates. On 1st down, it's a handoff and a hearty collision as White gets across the 15, close to the 20. And in fact, they are going to give him the 20, so it'll be 2nd and 5.
Jahir White, definitely not afraid of contact.
No, he's certainly not.
He's looking for it.
Four receivers, slot to either side. Bates, high snap, gets it down, fires left, dangerous throw, but it makes it, and it's a 1st down across the 30 as the reception is made by Amari Bolden.
Ball spotted at the 30,
high
40
snap,
yard line, gain of 14.
Not looking good to start the play.
That tackle for the Lions.
Quarterback gets his composure, fires the ball down the field, and the sticks are moving for Hudson Catholic.
you know, that's a dangerous throw, but when it makes it there, it's a great throw.
Yeah, of course.
Pass was completed just over the
And a
head
gain of
Dale Riley
14.
in coverage.
Just about 9 minutes remains here in the first half. 7-0 Cardinal O'Hara. But the Hawks of Hudson Catholic and White are driving. High snap again. Bates will keep it on the option, but it might not have been designed that way, and he's going to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It kind of seemed like Bates was waiting for something on that play, whether it was to give to the tailback, and it just wasn't there.
Get on that stop for the Lions, Chris Sheffer.
Chris Schaffer leads
Also,
the
Ryan
way
Culp
on that stop.
trying to make that stop.
So did Culp. Ryan Culp's been
No
everywhere
gain, second
defensively.
down and 10.
And they do say no gain, so it'll be 2nd and 10. White remains the lone setback. 4 receivers for Bates. Screen right, and it's swarmed. Trying to make a man miss is Adams, and he'll only gain 1. Really well played. Brandon Schum is the one who comes up with the stop.
Jacob Carvin.
When you run that bubble screen, the whole key there is having the block set up, and if it's not there, it's dead in the water.
Hudson Catholic is 0 for 2 on 3rd down today. They'll see if they can get a conversion here with about 7.5 remaining in the first half. I formation, 3 receivers. Patrick and White, your backs. It's a play action. Pressure, but they're able to get it out for a first down and more. Across midfield and lowering his shoulder is Hassan Dominic. He's got the first down for Hudson Catholic.
Inside line in
And
territory.
Hassan Dominic there lined up
Gain of
as the
about
fullback,
15.
and that's
Here's
something
Patrick.
you don't see that much in
Made that stop
especially
for the
professional football, is the fullback, and I like seeing the use of the fullback.
It's a gain of 15 and a first down. As there's a
Ball
timeout
spotted
on the
line
field
49.
with the ball spotted at the 49.
That pass and catch, good
I'm
for a
trying to
Hawk
see if there was a
first
timeout called or if there's a player down that I've missed. There is an injury.
There's an injured Lion on the play. It's Deuce Patrick.
It's Deuce Patrick. He's coming off working his shoulder.
Got to go to Y. Levy's got to go to X.
And that could be a young man who's a bit of a loss for Cardinal O'Hara if Deuce is not able to return on both sides of the ball.
We've mentioned his name quite a bit, like you said, on both sides of the ball early on in the game. And Hudson Catholic moving the football. Can they finish a drive?
It would be a huge one for them if they can.
Again, details, details, details.
Yeah, they haven't had that penalty or that misstep, at least this drive. At least so far. 7:27 remains here in the first half with a 7-0 lead for Cardinal O'Hara. You know, not very many times do we see the All-American hard hit of the game initiated by an offensive player, but
No.
we might have just seen it right
It was
there.
fantastic.
1st and 10 from the 49. Bit of a high snap, but they get it down over the middle, and pass is caught for a first down inside the 25-yard line. It's Kai Smith with the reception.
Max Munch with the
And
tackle.
not
Ball
a tough
spotted
play
at the
because
Lion
when you have a
27.
defensive back bearing down when that ball's in the air, you
Gain of
kind of got to think
22
twice.
on
Do
that
I
pass and
really want to
catch.
catch that ball?
Bates to Smith.
A gain of 22 and a first down on the throw
That is
from
good for a
Bates
Hawk. First down.
to Smith. From the O'Hara 27, it's 1st and 10.
I was going to say several high snaps so far for
Yeah.
Hudson. Hopefully there's that doesn't come back and bite him later in the game.
Bates gets a belly high snap that time and goes out with a screen to the left for White. And White's going to pick up another first down inside the 15-yard line.
Jahir White. Gain of 11.
Give him a gain of 12 and a first down.
Jai Wright's kind of the spark plug for Hudson Catholic.
Yeah, he certainly is. And this has been an excellently executed drive thus far for the Hawks. Starting at their own 15-yard line, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Can they finish?
6:20 to play here in the first half. Shotgun 4 receivers. White the lone setback on the right hip of Bates. Bates to the air once more. Pressure in his face, and he's just going to put that one in the dirt near Jahir White. Bates was under pressure almost immediately.
Yeah, that right from the jump, it kind of was not going the way they wanted, but he did get rid of the football, so he didn't take the sack, which is a positive thing. He didn't try to hold on to it.
Junior linebacker Brandon Shum on the blitz is the one who had the pressure. Second and 10 for the Hawks.
I would look for Jahir White again. He kind of seems like he's their workhorse.
Right. Also a matchup to watch, Smith and Kirby slot to the right. Bates is going to throw. A screen is picked off! They tried to float it over the pressure of the offensive line, but there's Ryan Culp once more with the interception.
Kind of the story of the game so far, where Hudson Catholic, great drive going, everything's going their way, and then the turnover.
Boy, that's a tough play because they just tried to float it over that pressure. They did everything you want to do on the screenplay. Let that pressure come to you and float over the top of it. They just couldn't quite get it over the top of that pressure.
And they had the turnover.
Now for O'Hara. At their own 21-yard line, take over 1st and 10. Plenty of time, over 6 minutes remains here in the first half. Handoff and absolutely no room to be had for Quasir Cotman. Boy, this defense for Hudson Catholic, after that first drive, has been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think both defenses have kind of settled down a little bit because both offenses are moving the football, and the defenses are coming up on 3rd and 4th down to kind of stop it. I mean, both teams have gotten a lot of yardage so far, but only, again, 1 touchdown between both teams on the board so far.
2nd and 11 from their own 20. Sprague, a screen to the left to Cole Sprague. In space, is able to gain about 5, maybe 6. As he's brought down on the play, Donnell Adams and Nassim Ibrahim come up with a stop. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6.
Lions 2 for 4 on 3rd down today. This will be a 3rd and 6. Out wide to the left is Cotman, making it 5 receivers. Sprague drops. Pressure comes. Steps up, runs into his own man before he gets taken down. He'll only end up losing a yard, but he stepped up into his right tackle, John Schieffer, and then Jones is going to get credit for the sack. It'll be 4th down, and it looks like O'Hara will punt.
3rd sack of the day for Hudson Catholic. Still time left here in the 2nd quarter. You know, the offensive line, again, we said, was young. But I don't know if anyone necessarily was open down the field either on that play.
Deuce Patrick is on the punt. Fluttering snap back to him. Pressure comes, and he's able to get it away. A wobbling kick will bounce inside the 40. Dangerous. And down at the 34-yard line, Nassim Ibrahim came dangerously close to that football as Levy eventually downed it at the 33.
I don't even know in that type of play why be that close to the ball as the return man. Just kind of let it go there. There's too many bad things can happen.
Exactly.
In the 2nd quarter, Hawks take over.
That's a nice punt there, about 44 yards on the punt that time from Deuce Patrick, yeah.
He's obviously fine back in the game.
Yeah, good to see him back out there. We'll see if we see him on the defensive side of the football as well. When he came off, it looked to be favoring his shoulder, and I suppose you don't much need your shoulder for punting, but...
No, you don't. A lot of punters aren't looking for contact.
Right. I was going to say, easy for me to say. I'm sitting in a booth. 1st and 10 from the 33 for Jonathan Bates and the Hudson Catholic Hawks. 3 receivers slot to the left, and there was all kinds of things wrong on that one. And it'll cost Hudson Catholic 5 yards. And frankly, they're lucky that that was a false start and not a, fumble, because it looked like there was a man in motion and the snap actually hit the player in motion.
Well, it looked like 61 was getting ready to try to pull, and he was kind of a little too anxious to get around the pull there. But again, these little tiny things for Hudson Catholic, the penalties, and you want to drive to go, you can't have the penalties. It's a cliche to say, but you got to call the facts the facts.
1st and 15 now from the 28. Bates hands it off. And a good, strong run that time for Jahir White up to the 39-yard line. He'll gain 11 on that carry.
Dragging a couple players with him. And just, you can tell he's kind of a little bit of both, where he loves the contact, but he does have the speed if you need to get him outside as well.
2nd and 4, under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Cardinal O'Hara scored on their first drive, and that's been the lone score of the day thus far.
Mike, I was saying keep things simple. Jahir Wright breaks off that run. Give him the ball again.
Yeah, just keep feeding him until it's stopped. Yep. Rogers and White the backs. Bates play action, rolls right, floats that side, and finds a man across midfield. In O'Hara territory, the reception is made by Donnell Adams. And it'll be a first down and a gain of 12 on the reception.
A nice play fake where you give the ball to Jahir White, you fake it to him. The defense is focusing on him, and they're able to get the play action and get the ball down the field for a first down.
First down, Hudson Catholic.
Again, story of the game, Hudson Catholic moving the football. Can they finish the drive?
Yeah, they've been great from the 20 to the 20.
So far, Cardinal has bend but not breaking.
Yep, exactly.
Not scoring, that works.
Under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Here's White. Up the sideline. And he'll have a first down inside the 30.
Carrying for Hudson Catholic. Forced out of bounds at the Lion 30.
A gain of 19 on the carry and a first down.
Max Butch forced him out of bounds.
And we were talking about discipline, and it seemed like when Jahir Wright did make that run, he was kind of chirping a little bit. So you kind of want to, you want to stay away from that, because you don't want to have a positive play and then have the flag come out.
Yeah. First down, Hawks at the O'Hara 30. Officials timeout.
That's an official's timeout.
They were giving Bates a chance to finish tying his shoes.
You don't want those shoes coming off.
Player safety first.
Exactly.
DJ, it's man, it's man, it's man, it's man, it's man, it's man. It's man to man.
Bates. Screen left and nobody home. They wanted to get it out to White. The pressure came in and a flag came in at the end of the play as well. It looked like Shum might have been a little late to Bates.
There was a little contact there that kind of messed the play up with Jahir Wright coming out of the backfield.
And it is a roughing the passer on Shum. And so a free 15 puts Hudson Catholic inside the Lions' red zone.
And I'm going to keep hammering this home. If you just keep feeding the ball to what's been working for you.
Yeah. Second time today, Hudson Catholic has been in the red zone.
And when they were down here previously, they set the screen up and had the turnover.
Yep.
And when you get in closer to the goal line, it kind of shortens your playbook.
Shortens your playbook, tightens up the field. And you can see this is a team that loves running its spread. Dominic is the lone setback this time, and a flag down. Looks like it's going to be a delay of game as it came from the umpire.
Flag on the play. The call is delay of game. 5-yard penalty on Hudson Catholic.
So back to the 20 with the penalty, their third of the day.
And they're not even going to huddle, just going to go right with it.
Now 1st and 15. Bates, play action, has all day. Makes one man miss, not a second, lost the football. It looks like O'Hara comes up with a recovery, and they do. Another turnover inside the O'Hara red zone as it was stripped and recovered on the play by John Capone.
Cardinal Howard, beautiful coverage, which makes the quarterback hold on to the ball. And then, again, like we keep hammering home, you have the turnover after you have the long drive again. Now, can Cardinal Howard capitalize on this turnover with 2:26 here in the second quarter?
Lewis Perry put pressure on the quarterback.
From the 35-yard line for O'Hara, it'll be 1st and 10. And, boy, what a momentum shift it could be with 2:26 before halftime if the Lions can get a score here.
Yeah, touchdown or a field goal.
Yeah.
I mean, the way things are going, 3 points could be huge.
Sprague in the shotgun with Cotman the lone setback. Kirby in motion. And a huge collision in the backfield. That play was read beautifully by Anthony Jones. And that's going to be a huge loss. All the way back inside the 30 to the 29. It's a loss of 6.
That was a beautiful hit. It was read perfectly and just, I mean, it seemed like they saw the player go in motion. They knew he was going to get on the ball. Now, on the flip side, with Cardinal Howard, you don't want to turn, with 1:55 left, you don't want to force anything. Turn the ball over in your own territory with only less than a minute 45 left.
4 receivers for Sprague. He'll go to the air. And Kirby makes the reception. Back to about the original line of scrimmage as he gets to the 34-yard line. We give him a gain of 4, and this sets up a 3rd down and 11. And why not for Hudson Catholic? Burn your timeout. I believe they have 2 left. Yes, that is their first, so they have 2 left.
I mean, if you're Cardinal O'Hara at this point, I guess you just played safe and run the ball. Being 3rd and 12, you're in your own territory, you have the lead, you're home. You want to risk it and try to throw the ball down the field?
We've seen Sprague. I think he has a strong enough arm.
Yes.
I think he has a propensity to be a playmaker. This is a really interesting call. I see both sides of the logic here. I wouldn't be against actually being a little more aggressive here. And, you got a senior quarterback out there on the field. He's made some plays today. Trust him. See what he could do.
The other thing you could do with Sprague is you spread them out where they think you're going to throw the football
Yeah.
and run the draw.
That would certainly seemingly catch them off guard, and Sprague is
risking it throwing the football.
Yep. And it looks like they are going to come out with that 4 receiver set. Good to see Deuce Patrick back out there. He's slot to the right.
If he runs the draw, they're obviously stealing what I'm saying.
Cotman the lone setback. Sprague screen over the middle. Making a man miss is Cotman on the reception, but he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll lose 1. And it'll bring up a 4th down as Hudson Catholic uses their 2nd timeout. Galarza has had a nice little drive, and he's the one who came up with a stop that time.
Now, we did note that the special teams for Cardinal Howard, they lost them all to graduation. So if I'm Hudson Catholic with a minute 21 left in their territory, I am putting on a punt block.
Send the house,
I am sending the whole house. I mean, it would make sense, right?
Absolutely. And that, I would say, Hudson Catholic is losing right now, but it's kind of that feeling of, hey, we're losing right now because a couple of mistakes that we make. We're down in the red zone twice. One time we throw an interception on a screen pass, the next time we get a false start, and then lose it on a fumble.
The epitome of beating yourself.
Yeah, but they've moved the football, whereas O'Hara, with the exception of that first drive, haven't really moved the football all that well. In fact, since that drive, they've only had 3 first downs.
And you got to tip your cap to Hudson Catholic, playing good defense and not folding. Because initially Cardinal Howard took the ball down the field, 7-0. You kind of think, is this kind of going to be a rout? And that didn't happen.
Deuce Patrick will punt. It's split safeties back deep.
And they are not bringing the house.
There is some pressure on Patrick. He gets away a wobbler. It'll roll inside the 34 where it's downed by Mike Levy. So a timeout, 71 seconds to work with for Hudson Catholic.
That's a 33-yard punt.
It's a
for Patrick.
33-yard punt. Patrick's
1
been
minute and
pretty
11
competent
remaining in the half.
punting the
Hudson
football
Catholic
today.
takes
He
over.
has, but I'm
First down.
still kind of questioning why Hudson Catholic doesn't bring the house on that.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I mean, it's an all new special teams. You're on the road. You want to try to get a spark, and you don't try to bring the house on that. Now, does Hudson Catholic stay conservative with 1 minute and 11 left, or do they try to throw the ball down the field?
I would say they're going to try and throw, especially if you bring the timeouts to get the football.
Well, we thought they were going to put a pump block on too, and I was wrong there.
Fair enough. Bates play action. Has some time. Goes short with the football across the 40. The reception is made, and plowing his way across the sticks for the first down. Desaias with the reception, a gain of 11.
P.J. O'Reilly.
O'Reilly comes up with a stop, but a first down. Clock stopped with 1:03 to play. That accomplishes just about everything you want.
And I thought there was a timeout there for a second.
Yeah, able to get out of bounds, stop the clock from their own 46. It'll be 1st and 10 for Hudson Catholic. Bates. A little bit of pressure comes his way, goes out to the left and incomplete. I think maybe he kind of had to throw that one falling away with the pressure coming his way. He wanted White, but Capone again had the pressure.
Into that coverage for the Lions.
So now,
Brings up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for Hudson Catholic. Do they have? Are they done with their timeouts? They have one left.
They have one
They have one
timeout
left.
remaining, yeah.
You could sneak a run in here with 58 left to try to get that.
Yeah,
first
see if
down
you
to
can back
pop
them
it.
off.
And they're coming out in that spread formation again. It would not be a bad time to try that with their tailback playing as well as he has been playing all game so far.
Bates looks left, fluttering pass
Bates pass
is a
intended
little
for
too
Amari
short
Bolden is
for Amari
incomplete.
Bolden.
It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Had to try to come back for it.
Chris Kirby and Deuce Patrick.
I'll
into
be
that
3rd
coverage
and
for the
10.
Lions.
Well designed route, just the throw not quite crisp enough to make it there. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd and 10, clock stopped with 52.8 to play here in the first half.
Entertaining game so far.
Certainly has been. Trips to the top of the formation for Hudson Catholic
Prior to
and
the
movement
snap,
along the line.
Flag on the play. It's a
Is that
false
their
start on the
4th
Hawks.
penalty?
That's a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 3rd and 15.
I am sure at halftime,
Just outside the Hawk
Hudson
41.
Catholic and their head coach will go over the tiny things, the penalties,
Yep.
the turnovers.
But those are the things that take that momentum away and kind of trip you up. 3rd and 15. Again, trips at the top of the formation. Bates has time. Goes short on a crossing route.
Bates pass
And
to
shy of
number 13,
midfield.
Isaiah Decius.
Desaias is forced out of bounds.
For 7.
Give him 7 to the 48, but still well shy of the first down.
Combined to make that stop.
As
It's gonna be
O'Reilly is
4th
able to
and 8.
force him out of bounds, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 8. And Hudson Catholic will send out the punting unit.
And again, a little bit of a high snap there. That's the 4th or 5th
Awesome
time
punt
Yeah.
that has happened for them.
There's 13th in the game out.
Shahir White to punt. Snap makes it back to White. Spiraling kick angled toward the sideline.
Now here White's
Well,
punt.
bounce out of bounds right
Travels
near
out
the
of
30.
bounds Near the line 32.
Jahir White literally doing everything. For
Yes.
Hudson Catholic.
20-yard net punt for White. With 38 seconds left.
Just a
in the
20-yard
second quarter.
punt, but 38 seconds
First down.
to play here for O'Hara in the first half. And now, curious if you'll see any aggressiveness from them. They have, I believe, 2 timeouts remaining.
As I was listening to the Hudson Catholic coach on the far side of the field to watch for the hook and ladder.
Sprague is going to come out under center. Twin tight ends, twin receivers. Cotman the lone setback. It's a play action. Pressure comes. Sprague wants to go deep and does. Got a man down there, and it's picked off. Donnell Adams. There's a flag down as Adams is down the sideline. It's back where the interception was made. Adams spins free. And Adams takes it in for the touchdown. We'll check on the flag back at the point of the turnover.
Return of nearly 70 yards, but there is a flag on the play.
The return would be 69 yards. We'll check on the flag.
And Chris Kirby took a shot
Chris
there.
Kirby was the intended receiver.
Referees talking this one over, and I think what you're going to see is it's called a block on a defenseless player. It's a crack block.
Exactly.
It's a player not really being able to see you coming. Obviously, player safety, a point of emphasis this year.
Now, is that an ejectable? No, it's not an ejectable offense. I was kind of curious because the referee was walking over to the Hudson Catholic sideline, so she kind of just explained to him what exactly the penalty is.
So it looks like the turnover would count if that is indeed the call. Let's see the signal here.
It would be post-possession.
It is a personal foul on Hudson Catholic.
After the interception, call is a personal foul on Hudson Catholic. That's going to bring the ball deep inside Hudson Catholic territory. It will be Hawk ball.
It will be Hawk ball, but it wipes the touchdown off.
Ball's going to be spotted.
That's kind of a tough spot, one of those tough calls, because obviously, again, the focus and the goal of that rule is player safety. But with a play like that, that's kind of a bang-bang play. As a Hudson Catholic player, are you just supposed to let Kirby then tackle your player?
Yeah, I mean it is tough, but like they're saying in the press box, he was defenseless.
Right.
You know, and that's kind of what you got to focus on.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But again, I see that as you're the player on the field, making that second decision, you're not always going to process all that all the time.
Right. Exactly. You're just saying there's a guy coming after my player. Exactly. Get him.
Yeah. See
if I can't spring a return here. And Hudson Catholic is just going to drop to a knee. And that is how the first half will come to an end here at Cardinal O'Hara. Cardinal O'Hara goes to the locker room with the lead. Hudson Catholic kind of has the interesting decision of, hey, are we encouraged or beyond frustrated? Because they were probably the better team here in that first half.
Well, I think you're going to have two different speeches in the locker room.
Yeah.
If I'm Cardinal O'Hara, if I'm their coach, I'm kind of saying, look, we had early positive things scoring first. Then we've kind of taken a couple steps back, whereas Hudson Catholic in the locker room, hey, guys, we're down 7-0, but we probably should be up 14-7.
Yeah.
With those long drives and the miscues, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the second half and kind of which team. I think whatever team gets going early is kind of the team that's going to win the ball game.
We'll step aside here from Cardinal O'Hara High School. It's O'Hara 7 and Hudson Catholic nothing. You're watching the Philly, New Jersey Challenge here on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Bluestein, Michael & Company, certified public accountants, believe that your bottom line is as important to them as it is to you. Why? Because they care about the things that you care about. Whereas most accountants can take your numbers and put them on financial statements and tax returns, Bluestein and Michael work with you through the year to help you solve problems by providing sound professional advice. They enable you to make key business decisions, and they are with you throughout the entire year, not just tax time. Bluestein and Michael are not just hired hands. They are part of your team, and they provide professional service when you need it most. Bluestein and Michael specialize in accounting, tax, and consulting services for small businesses, primarily for the construction industry. If you're looking for yes men, hire someone else. But if you want sound advice from service-oriented CPAs, then you'll want to call Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200. That's Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Back on the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions with Rob Believis, Mike Samsel. 7-0 our score. Cardinal O'Hara is in front over Hudson Catholic. And in that first half, I would venture to say that Hudson Catholic actually outplayed Cardinal O'Hara. After that first drive, Cardinal O'Hara marched right down the field, scored a touchdown. After that, I would say the game's been relatively even, if not a slight edge to Hudson Catholic. But penalties and turnovers for Hudson Catholic. They turned the ball over twice inside the Cardinal O'Hara red zone, and then right before halftime, they had a pick six called back on an illegal block.
If I'm Hudson Catholic, and we said this towards the end of the first half, is what's been working for you?
Right.
Jahir White has been working for you. Give him the ball. I mean, I would literally give him the ball until they stop it.
Yep.
You can run the ball 5 times in a row. Run the ball 5 times in a row. You know, it cuts down on your chance of throwing an interception. It can get you into a rhythm. And that's what I would do. On the flip side, for Cardinal O'Hara, they got to come out and add on to that lead, because if they can get a 14-0 lead, that could kind of make Hudson Catholic say, all right, we're ready to get back on the buses and get back to North Jersey.
In that first half, Jonathan Bates was 11 of 16 passing, but you mentioned Jahir White. In that first half, 5 carries for 35 yards.
Give him the ball.
Yeah.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
It will be Hudson Catholic football to start the second half.
Now, I'm interested to see how they handle the kickoff again, because we saw the last time they kicked off, it's kind of the short kick. Now, when they're doing it to catch them off, if they do it again, obviously they fear their return game if they do it again. If not, it was kind of what you were saying, to kind of look to catch them off guard.
It's a triangle back deep. At the end of the triangle, it's Christian Rogers. On the near side, Dominic, and on the far side, Jahir White. Leave it a kick, and they do the short angled kickoff toward the sideline once more, and it stays in bounds, and just able to pick it up and step out of bounds is Isaiah Decius before anything bad happens.
Kind of living on the edge there, you know.
Yeah.
If it does go out of bounds, getting that illegal procedure.
Near the 27-yard line of Hudson Catholic.
So from the 27-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 for Hudson Catholic. They just played a snarling tiger or sound effect here, or I guess a lion, yeah. And it scared no one except my broadcast partner, I believe.
Yeah, I did jump there for a second. Kind of sounded like Zool from Ghostbusters. At first, I thought you were clearing your throat. My God, it's way too loud.
From their own 27, it's 1st and 10. Bates, read option, fumbles it, able to regather, pick it up, and he'll lose a yard.
For the Hawks. Loss on the play of 1 yard. It's going to bring up second.
So it'll bring up a 2nd down 11.
And what I do find interesting, he is in the game.
Capone.
Number 74, Jaden Rowling, who we haven't really talked about. He's committed to Villanova. You know, again, the other thing I would do is run the football behind him.
Yeah.
He's your star offensive lineman.
Right now, Joe Kelly, the defensive lineman, who has the lucky assignment to try and get around that man.
He is a big man.
Bates. Screen right. And they swarm to the football and swallow up Donnell Adams. He's going to lose a couple of yards again back to the 24, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 13
and Jim
for Hudson
the
Catholic.
defensive coordinator for Cardinal has to love the gang tackling.
Yeah.
I mean, that's if you're a defensive coordinator. I mean, you love that. See the ball? Go after the ball. Go after the ball carrier.
3rd down and 13 for the Hawks. 4 receivers, Jahir White, the lone setback on the left tip of the tailback Bates. A sprint option to the left with a couple of blockers in front of him. Football comes loose, and it's going to be the 3rd turnover of the day as it looks like O'Hara comes up with a recovery. John Capote, another fumble recovery. And this sets up O'Hara in business inside the 30 of Hudson Catholic.
Now, if If I'm Cardinal O'Hara, what I would
Ball's gonna
do
be spotted
after a
at the Hudson
turnover,
Catholic 30-yard line.
go right down the field, right after a turnover.
Just take that shot right to the end zone.
Exactly. They got the quarterback to do it.
That they do. And Luke Sprague, the 6'4 senior. B.J. Hogan was at the center of that huddle. Their head coach, also the athletic director here at Cardinal O'Hara.
A lot to do.
It's a whole lot of responsibility, isn't it?
I can't even imagine.
Sprague on first down, gives it off,
Quarterback
and
Luke Sprague
taken
gets
down
Keith Poto.
as
He
Keith
gets back to the line
Capoto
of scrimmage. It'll be second
gets back
and
to the
10.
line of scrimmage, and that's it. No
A
gain
whole
on
lot
the
of
play, responsibility,
second
isn't it?
I can't even imagine not taking my advice. to go
Sprague
to
on
the-
first down, gives it off, and taken down.
Andy Reid was always a fan of that back in the day after a turnover. Just throw
He
that ball
was,
down the
yeah.
field.
Then Alex Smith came into his life. Second and 10. Sprague drops. Fires middle. Sprague gets blown up as it's incomplete. A huge hit by Amir Bolden.
Amari Bolden.
What a wonderful hit.
When you can hear it from the press box, that's a hit.
And that's tonight's All-American Sporting Goods hard hit of the game. For your sports equipment and apparel, shop at All-American Sporting Goods, located at the corner of Cottman and Tabor in Northeast Philadelphia. For more information, give them a call, 215-342-6141.
Mike, that was a fantastic read.
Thank you. Timeout is called as the umpire. Looked like he may have been down toward the end of the play clock. No, it's actually on Hudson Catholic. So that'll be their first time out of the second half.
Again, we'd like to remind you that the snack bar in the northeast
And
corner of Lions Stadium is open.
That's one.
Some great
You don't want to
menu
burn
items
those
over there for your
timeouts.
enjoyment, including some outstanding
And I know it's
South
early in the
Philadelphia
half,
style
but
waterways.
I mean, you want to have those timeouts at your disposal if you're trailing toward the end of the game. And obviously, you know, you burn a timeout there, something you don't see. Looks like there's going to be a wide open receiver, what have you. But just, 3 minutes and change into the half, it's a tough time to burn a timeout.
It is, but it could be, again, trying to get the team's composure back.
Yep.
Again, another fumble. I mean, we kind of hammered it home in the beginning, in the middle, now towards the end. The turnovers, the penalties, for any team on any level, if you do that, you're not going to win.
And it's their third turnover of the day for Hudson Catholic.
And Hudson Catholic obviously has a lot of talent on their football team.
Yep.
We've seen it. They have it.
And, you don't want to just say it's all Hudson Catholic mistakes. At some point, you got to say, hey, this O'Hara defense pretty good too.
Oh, they've been playing fantastic.
3rd and 10. Sprague comes out on the shotgun. 3 receivers slot to the left. Cottman their lone setback. Sprague's going to throw. Pressure comes, floats middle, and it's caught into the end zone for the touchdown. It's Chris Kirby for the 30-yard touchdown.
It was a great read.
Cottman their lone setback.
The safety.
Sprague's going to throw. Pressure comes, floats middle, and it's caught into the end zone for the touchdown.
I mean, sometimes when you're a safety, it's kind of like you're in no man's lane. If you make that one little mistake, there's the touchdown.
So on to attempt the extra point for O'Hara is Mike Levy.
Amir Bolden, the safety, getting beat on the play.
And he just tried to undercut the route and just missed him. Extra point is good. 9:35 to play here in the third quarter. Able to convert on 3rd down following the fumble. It's a 30-yard touchdown for Cardinal O'Hara. And look at this throw. In their lone setback. Sprague's going to throw. Pressure comes, floats middle, and it's caught into the end zone for the touchdown. Got a little bit too much on it.
I like that we get replay in the booth. That's a fantastic thing at SFBN. I love it. Ari does a fantastic job.
14-0 O'Hara. with 9:35 to play here in the third quarter. And now Hudson Catholic probably finds themselves in the most important drive of the game.
And kind of their backs against the wall.
Yeah.
But again, I still wouldn't go away with what's been working for you.
Yeah, 14-0. That's not time to panic.
No. But you do want to get on the board.
Right. Yeah.
Before the end of this quarter.
It's not time to press the panic button, but you may want to locate it. High short kickoff, angle toward the sideline, and it's going to be fielded by Decius. Tries to cut across the field and can't do it.
I mean,
he's going to lose about 6 or 7 yards on that return back to the 20.
That did work as far as the coverage goes, where you get up high enough, kind of hem him in there, and lose yardage on the play. So that could just be what their philosophy is as a special teams unit.
Yeah, you see a lot of high school teams do that, especially when the kicker doesn't have the big, strong leg. You kind of kick it angle toward the sideline, and it limits the damage. It doesn't put it in the middle of the field where you kind of have time to set up the return, and maybe ball takes a funny hop, somebody's waiting for it to go out of bounds, and it does it, and you're able to recover.
No glory in special teams either.
No.
Everyone always forgets about the guys on special teams.
5 receivers for Bates in the shotgun. Bates drops, goes short over the middle and incomplete as the pass was behind Jahir White.
Right idea. Get the ball to your playmaker.
Just a little bit too far behind him, and it'll set up a 2nd down and 10. And again, for Hudson Catholic, those little things you talk about, and the only reason I mention that is because you saw White kind of give the quarterback a "come on, man," and a clap of the hands, frustration from Bates. You don't want your emotions to get the better of you when you're down 14. You need to make a play. 5 receivers again for Bates. Kind of surprised to see him go this spread at only 14-0. They go with the screen out to the left. And down close to the 30 with the reception is Amari Bolden.
Gain of about 7.
They'll give him 7 and set up a 3rd down and 3.
I mean, I know what I would do in this situation is give the ball to Jahir White and see if he can get 3 yards.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
But they're going to put him out as a wide receiver in the slot.
They'll stick with 5 receivers. Trips to the top of your screen. Bates. Dropped. Donnell Adams right at the sticks. Couldn't bring it in. And it'll set up a 4th down, and that kind of leaves you no choice here but to punt if you're Hudson Catholic.
Jahir White was running free down the sideline closest to us, but I think the quarterback was kind of already looking on the far side of the field there.
Yeah, more of a thought to just get the 1st down, make the short throw, and receiver just couldn't make the catch. Now keep in mind, Jahir White is the punter for Hudson Catholic, so if they're going to try anything tricky, that's the guy to do it with.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do it this deep in your own territory.
Not here as he gets away a low rugby-style kick. It's going to take a pretty good roll. It's going to roll all the way down inside the 30. Keep going to the 25.
That's a generous. That probably rolled about 30 yards.
It goes down as a 45-yard punt that probably went about 15 in the air.
As long as it gets the job done, who cares?
Yeah.
So we'll see if Cardinal O'Hara can add to their lead.
Starting at their own 25-yard line, 1st down and 10, 8:22 to play here in the 3rd quarter. And again, this game, I would say, on the brink right now.
Yes, that would be correct.
If O'Hara is able to score here, could get away. Option handoff. And bunched up after a gain of 2 and thrown backwards is Keith Capoto.
Hassan Dominant and Nassim Ibrahim.
They give him a gain to the 28, so we'll call it 3.
Stop for the Hawks, 2nd and 8.
And it'll set up a 2nd down and 7. Sprague comes out under center, Twin receivers, twin tight ends, one of each to either side. Now Kirby in motion, and they hand it to him on the sweep. Kirby looks for the corner, but good backside pursuit that time
Gain of about 1.
by Hudson Catholic, and it only results in a gain of 1, setting up a third down for O'Hara.
He was brought down by Kai Smith.
The one thing we
number
have
9 for the
noticed,
Hawks,
Jordy,
brings
is
up
that
third
both
and
teams
about
have
6.
had those 3rd and longs, where it's 3rd and 5 or more, which kind of, again, puts your back up against the wall, what you want to run, or what you can run.
O'Hara 3 for 6 on third down today. Movement along the line, and it looks like that's going to be a free 5 yards
On Hudson Catholic.
for O'Hara, as it is encroachment, and that free 5 yards will be enough for a fresh set of downs.
Penalty moves the
And the
ball
one
to the
thing
line,
that
35.
Cardinal Howard could take advantage of with
Results in
Hudson
a Cardinal
Catholic,
O'Hara.
their defensive backs are
First
playing
down.
3 or 4 or 5 yards off the receivers. So if you can get a quick pass, you can get 4 or 5 yards. I mean, if you take a look at it down closest to us.
Sprague rolls right, floats it down the sideline, dangerous throw and incomplete.
Luke Sprague's pass
50-50 ball as Amari Bolden had the coverage on P.J. Riley.
with tight coverage for the Hawks, brings up
If
2nd
they,
and
if
10.
they do it again, Kirby, the closest to us in the press box when he's lining up, the DBs for Hudson Catholic are playing 5-6 yards off him. I mean, you may want to look to get him the ball in space and see what he can do after the catch.
Tighten down, Cole. Tighten down, Cole.
But again, a lot of room the defensive backs are given for Hudson Catholic.
2nd and 10. Sprague goes right with a sidearm throw, and the reception is made. A couple of nifty moves to gain about 4 post-reception for Chris Kirby.
Gain of about
Kirby
5.
took another shot.
And he'll gain 5 or 6 on the play, and
Brought down by Stephon
Kirby
Payne
will
and
come
Kai
off after
Smith.
that hit.
Tough kid, very tough. I mean, that's the second shot that he took.
Lead these guys to go.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Lions.
Third and 5.
Right there, Matt.
4 receivers. They go screen left. Making a man miss and getting the first down to midfield
Complete to number 18,
is Max Much.
Gain of 10 to midfield.
Give him 10 and a first down.
Great pass, great catch, but the
4
blocking
receivers.
after the catch, it was-
They go screen
Good
left.
for a Lion. First down.
Making a man miss and getting the first down to midfield. Play here in the third quarter. O'Hara right at midfield. It is the third.
Wide now, wide now. Tell those guys wide now.
4 receivers, slot to either side. Lone setback is Cotman. Screen right for Sprague. And Cole Sprague
Pass complete to
only able to get about 2
number 3,
before he
gain of
swarmed.
1.
Jahir White leads the way.
2nd and 9.
But the
Christian
good
Ross
thing that Cardinal Howard is doing is they're possessing the ball and
and
running
Amari
the clock.
Bolden. We're in on that stop.
Yeah, we're under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
That's right. That helps us out. That helps us out.
4 receivers in motion across the formation is Kirby. And they go screen that side. And Kirby gets a yard or 2.
Gain of 3.
They're going to give him the 46, so it is a gain of 3. And it will set up a third down and 6.
And again, an opportunity if you can pick up this first down to get those points to kind of get out, hopefully put out of reach so Cardinal Howard can try to seal this ball game up.
Third and 6. 4 receivers, trips to the top of the formation. That's Kirby in motion again this side. Screen middle, and it's read beautifully by Stephon Payne.
Not much there. Loss of 1.
As Keith Capoto gets taken down, no gain on the play. That's Kirby in motion again this down. And a punt screen middle. Cardinal O'Hara. And it's read beautifully by Stefan Payne. I guess you could say they lose the field position battle. If they do get the football, it looks like they may be inside their own 20.
Yeah, but Jahir White's back deep for Hudson Catholic. Can he be a spark for him, get something going on the return game? There's a bad snap. Bad
snap. It's all the way back. And a rugby-style kick here from O'Hara. Does a wonderful job to get it away. And that hit a Cardinal O'Hara player at about the 26, where it's downed. And that's kind of a tough break that time for the special teamer that it hit for Cardinal O'Hara. I would love to tell you who it is, but there's no 53 on the roster. It hit him in the middle of the field. It might have taken another 10, 12 yards off of the kick.
Again, we were talking about all new special teams players for Cardinal O'Hara, but the punter with a great recovery. With
it really was.
His head to get it off was a fantastic play.
Yeah, cool as you'd like. Just kind of composed himself, ran toward the sideline in some open space, and got away a good rugby-style kick.
I mean, that doesn't feel good when the ball goes over your head and everyone's running after you. You just got to get rid of it. Try to punt the ball and get rid of it any way you can.
From their own 28, it's 1st and 10. And I would say, again, it's not panic time. It's not, 5 wide receivers, spread them out. You still run the football here. Plenty of time if you're Hudson Catholic.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they do with White looking for the corner. And he's flipped head over heels across the 30 and down to about the 32. Nice stop that time. Joe Kelly, who's had himself a nice game, strung the play out. Cole Sprague was also in on the stop.
To your point, it is not time to panic yet, but you do want to get the ball down the field.
Yes, for sure. 2:50 to play here in the third. 14-0 our score. Bates comes out on the shotgun. Wing and a tailback each to the right. Bates rolls outside, and he's going to keep it himself. Spins past the defender, and he'll get a first down across the 40 and up to the 42-yard line. Give him a gain of 9, the first down.
Nifty little run there.
But there's a player down, and I believe that is Bates.
Made that tackle for the Lions. There is a Hawk player down. It's Bates.
And for any team, obviously, you don't want anyone to go down, but especially not your quarterback.
No, that would be a big loss for Hudson Catholic. Obviously not sure what the quarterback situation is behind him, but he got a stick.
We'd like to announce that the Cardinal O'Hara All-Class Reunion is
after
coming
that,
home to Delco this fall.
Trainer appears to be working on the right shoulder of the quarterback, Jonathan Bates. We'll step aside with 2:29 to play here in the third quarter with our score, Cardinal O'Hara 14 and Hudson Catholic nothing.
Are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
New quarterback into the game for Hudson Catholic, and it is a direct snap to Jahir White, who gets across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Gains 4 on the first down carry as Bates was helped off It was Nassim Owens who came into the game to line up in the backfield. Jahir White lined up in the quarterback position. And we'll see with Bates out again what the quarterback position continues to look like. As there's a player down there, but was just tying his shoes, and good to see, as that's Jonathan Bates checking right back into the game after one play.
Jonathan Bates returns for the Hawks.
When you see him go to the shoulder like that and he's able to return the next play, you have to think it was probably a stinger down the right arm.
You've seen a couple of those today.
Yeah. 2nd and 5. Bates in the shotgun as the ball is set at the 46-yard line. It looked like there was movement before the snap. No, timeout. And that's the second timeout that Hudson Catholic has to use here in the third quarter.
It goes back to the little things, the details not lining up properly. You got to waste the timeout. You have one left.
Score remains Lions 14.
Then you're rushing things. You're trying to force things. You leave the turnovers, penalties.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, I mean, they obviously have the talent. It's a matter of putting it together.
Well, take us inside each of those huddles right now, Rob. What do you think we're seeing on each side?
I mean, Cardinal O'Hara's got to be happy with the position that they're in. Obviously, you don't want you want to hold Hudson Catholic here. And if I'm Hudson Catholic coach, what I really want to tell my guys is just calm down, play our game, and we can easily get back in this game because we see that they have the firepower to get back in this ball game. As my cohort in crime here, Mike, doing a little dancing next to me.
You can't resist this song.
You're pulling a Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
2nd and 5 after the timeout for Hudson Catholic, right near midfield, their own 46 to be specific. $1:20 to play here in the third quarter. They're trailing 14-0. Bates rolls left, goes that side. And it's too low as Amari Bolden not able to make the reception.
Pass is incomplete.
And on a brighter note, the sun's starting to peek out just a little bit.
That it is. It is certainly a welcome addition to what has been a very gray broadcast.
Well, we're trying to brighten it up.
Trying, I think, the operative word.
Come on. In the words of the late, great Bobby the Brain Heaton, we're broadcast journalists. We're trying to sound professional.
3rd and 5. 4 receivers with a slot to either side. White the lone setback. Bates to the middle, and it is caught. What a grab. The reception made by Isaiah Decius after the hit made by Max Much. What a great job to hold on to the middle, and it is caught. What a
jumping up over defenders to get the football and getting hit and holding on to the football. Now they have their big play.
Yep.
Can they capitalize on it? They've had several big plays in the game, have not been able to capitalize as we tick down under 50 seconds here in the third quarter.
On the reception, gain of 24, and then right after that, you get movement and a penalty.
Anthony Posey, the slot receiver.
5-yard penalty. 1st and 15.
And it moves him back to the 35.
Offensive linemen, you see, you get a lot of flags for false starts.
Yeah.
It is rare that receivers, and unless they go in motion, not on the right time, get the flag.
And as a receiver, you could just look in and watch the football.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Short out to the right. And getting the penalty yardage back in a couple is Donnell Adams. He'll gain 7 on the reception.
Under 15 seconds left here.
Game was 2. 2nd down and 8.
And they're going to try and squeeze in another play here before the end of the quarter, perhaps?
It doesn't look like it. No, they're going to try, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, 3 seconds remaining. And they do get it off. Bates rolls left and goes short, incomplete. Intended for Hassan Dominic. And now it puts him at the end of the quarter in a 3rd down and 7 situation. As we go to the 4th quarter here at Cardinal O'Hara High School with our score, Lions 14, Hawks nothing. You're watching the Sports Fan Base Network presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Cotman their lone setback. Sprague's going to throw. Pressure comes, floats middle, and it's caught into the end zone for the touchdown.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important for me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-80.
Cardinal O'Hara 14, Hudson Catholic nothing but driving. Big 3rd down and 8 here for the Hawks as we start the 4th quarter with Rob Believus, Mike Samsel. Great to have you along with us. Josh Bellman, our director today, and the great SFBN crew on hand.
Couldn't do it without him.
3rd and 8, it's a direct snap. An off right tackle inside the 25 to the 24 with the carry.
About 3.
It's a gain of about 4 on the carry, and it sets up a 4th down and 5. And this may well be the ball game right here for Hudson Catholic.
You're not kicking a field goal, so you're obviously
No.
going to go for it. But, I mean, if I'm Hudson Catholic, Jahir White, you know, even maybe on a sweep play behind number 74, something to get him in space. Or even a wheel route.
4th down and 5. And Hudson Catholic is going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. With 11:41 to play, they're out of timeouts.
You know, you really want to save them, but, you know, obviously, I mean, you want to make sure you get this play. It's a crucial play.
Yeah. Yeah, that timeout's not going to matter if you don't convert here.
No. That they wanted to take the time out so they could listen a little bit more Ozzy. I mean, I would.
Yeah, that's
take
true,
a time
too.
out a little bit more of Ozzy.
Coach just standing in the huddle going, I love this song. We just needed a break, yeah.
We just needed a break. They'll be in Camden in 2 weeks.
11:41 to play. Here in the 4th quarter, 14-0 Cardinal O'Hara in front by a pair of touchdowns. Hudson Catholic been in the red zone twice, had a pair of turnovers in the red zone. 3 turnovers total, 4 actually now in the game. And then they had a pick 6 that was wiped away right before halftime, which would have made it a 7-6 game with the extra point pending, called back on an illegal crack block.
We said at the top, details, details, details. The little tiny things. But like you said, this could be your ball game here at 4th and 5.
No quarterback in the game right now. It's Dominic and White, with White lined up taking the direct snap off left tackle. He rolls that side, and White is going to keep it, bounce off a tackler, and get the 1st down inside the 20. Still tiptoes up the sideline, and he's going to be close to the 10-yard line. Jahir White gets a much-needed 1st down for the Hawks on the direct snap. White, with White lined up taking the direct snap off left tackle. He rolls that side, and White is going to keep it, bounce off a tackler, and get the 1st down inside the 20. Still tiptoes up the sideline, and he's going to be close to the 10-yard. So from the 11-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10, 3rd time in the O'Hara red zone for the Hawks today. One ended with an interception, and the other ended on a fumble.
Mike, if I'm Hudson Catholic, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give the ball to Jahir White again.
White is in the backfield and gets the handoff. Looking toward the corner, nothing happening, but he's able to spin out of it at least momentarily, keeps the legs churning, and somehow gains a yard.
I mean, it was only a yard, but he put on some nifty moves to not turn it into a loss.
He sure did. This will be the 10th play of the Hudson Catholic drive. 2nd and 9, 10:35 to play.
It's going to be 2nd and 9. Ball spotted at the line 10.
As Jahir White does jog off the field, maybe just take a little quick. Now he's coming back in. Looks like he was just getting a play.
Now he will jog back off and get a breather. As lined up at tailback this time is Christian Rogers with Bates in the shotgun. Bates to throw. Middle, picked off! What a leaping interception by Kirby! And he's taken down at the 15-yard line. It's another interception. As check it, it's 18 Max Much with the interception.
Much with a fantastic play to go up and get the football. Great play by Cardinal O'Hara. But again,
Lions take over.
Hudson Catholic moving the ball, and then they turn it over again in the red zone, which you're not going to win if you're going to turn the football over, especially in the red zone.
And you could see Much getting congratulations on the sideline now.
As he should.
Really saw that play coming the entire way.
And again, that kind of hurt Hudson Catholic when you take your star player out. Again, you needed the rush, you needed to go to somebody else.
He's just sitting there in the middle of the screen, just stalking out that play and stepped right in front of the pass.
And that's why it pays to pay attention in the film room, because, the game really is, like I always say, it's 50% mental if you know what's going to come before it happens.
Yeah. Low snap, Sprague able to hand it off, but into the waiting arms of a cackle of defenders is Quasir Cotman.
As we're ticking under 9:50, and now time does become a factor.
Yes, especially with no timeouts. Remember, Hudson Catholic burned all 3 timeouts, 2 of them in that in the third quarter, and 1 of them right at the start of the fourth. Second and 13. Cotman the lone setback. Sprague gives to Cotman. To the left, now cuts back toward the center of the field. And gets across the 15 to the 16-yard line with a gain of 4.
Gain of about 4.
And we have a player down for Cardinal.
Cotman is injured on the play.
And Cotman is down.
It looks like it could be an ankle.
Yeah, kind of clutching that lower leg, unfortunately, so he'll come out and get some attention from the training staff with 9:10 to play here in the fourth quarter. It's 14-0 Cardinal O'Hara in front.
Purchased at COHS.com after Labor Day. And our Hall of Fame weekend festivities.
And again, if you're Hudson Catholic, you want to now you almost forced to try to get a turnover to try to score quick.
Frank Fitzpatrick from the class of '67, Bob Moran from the class of '68, Mike Lyons.
Good to see Quasir Cotman back to his feet and coming off gingerly but under his own power.
From the class of '73. Denise Dillon from the class
And now with
of
3rd and
92,
9, if you're Cardinal
and the
O'Hara,
1982 boys champion soccer
do you
team.
play conservative, just run the football, or do you try to get a first down and really try to lock the game up?
Celebrates Hall
As
of
the
Fame
clock continues
evening.
to run almost under 9 minutes.
On 3rd and 9. In at running back is Keith Capoto. 4 receivers. They pump, want to go deep, and Sprague does down the sideline and overthrows everyone.
That was not conservative.
No, the closest one to it was Amari Bolden. Cole Sprague was the intended receiver. They'll bring up a 4th and 9. Clock stops. O'Hara has to punt, and that drive didn't take but about a minute off the clock.
Now, we talked
Minute
about
change.
this earlier in the game. 4th down. They're deep in their own territory. Do you bring the punt block?
Now play whistle down. And a timeout for Cardinal O'Hara as they only had 10 players on the field. And I think, yes, I think what happened there is I think Quasir Cotman is a member of their special teams unit, and he went out, and I don't think anyone came on to replace him.
And like we said, youthful team, so you have an injury, you got to make sure you have the next guy that goes in.
Right.
As he's Cotman out in front of us, kind of hopping on the ankle, looking at the training staff, kind of seeing where it is.
So right now, with 8:48 to play in the fourth quarter, for Hudson Catholic, I know we've seemingly said it a couple of times, but with no timeouts, 8:48 to play, this drive here really is, it's a must score. You've now been in the red zone 3 times. They've all ended in turnovers. And a pick six that was called back on the crackback block. I mean, for Hudson Catholic, obviously you take away those mistakes. Other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? But if you take away those mistakes, this is a completely different game.
Exactly. And again, I would go with the punt block, but it doesn't seem like Hudson Catholic, although someone does come free, but.
And that's a bad punt angle toward the sideline, and that's
inside the 30.
We'll see where they mark it. They mark it at the 25-yard line.
Now, again, this is stating the obvious, but it's a golden opportunity for Hudson Catholic having the football at the 25-yard line. If you score here, we keep saying it, but you're still in the game.
Yeah. That punt actually went for -1 yard. It was at the 26, the original line of scrimmage. It went out of bounds at the 25.
You don't see that a lot.
So from the 25-yard line, a golden opportunity for Hudson Catholic. Bates. Split backs in the shotgun. Goes left and it's caught. And spinning toward the sticks is Amari Bolden. And they'll give him a gain of about 9 on the reception.
I'm sitting there thinking he's moving his hand to move the sticks. He was giving it to keep the clock going.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Pays to pay attention, Mike.
2nd and 1. I had some teachers tell me that, but I've done okay.
I was getting kicked out of class too much.
Flag down as a run up the middle for Jahir White gets the first down, but I think one of the backs was moving forward, and it's going to be an illegal motion
again
on Hudson Catholic, and that's going to wipe away a first down.
We almost sound like a broken record where you take 1 step forward, you take 2 steps back with the penalty as you're trying to get a score here.
As a 5-yard penalty brings up 2nd down.
I would be extremely frustrated if I'm the Hudson Catholic head coach.
And it was Hassan Dominic who just kind of cut toward the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped and never got reset in that tight end wing position. Under 8 minutes to play. Bates in the shotgun. 3 receivers slot to the right. He'll throw right. And in the soft spot in the zone, the reception is made inside the 10-yard line. Donnell Adams. Down to the 9-yard line. It's a gain of 12 and a first down.
And here we go for Hudson Catholic again, inside the 10-yard line, with a golden opportunity to get in the end zone.
First and goal, 7:35 to play. Dominic and White are the backs that flank Bates. They go screen left to White. And he's down to the 5 with a gain of about 4.
Which, a great idea. You want to get him the ball in space.
Gain of 3. Chris Kirby with the tackle.
7:10 to play here in the 4th. Kind of a muddle huddle for Hudson Catholic getting the play from the sideline, and head coach Lou Zampella. They split again. Bates will keep it himself. And Bates bounces off a defender to the goal line. Touchdown, Hudson Catholic.
Gain of 6 yards.
And right back in the ball game.
Game on. 14-6. Hudson Catholic now trailing as they just went with the running back or with the quarterback off left tackle.
And, they kind of fake it to the tailback, and you focus on the running back. The quarterback gets right in there because he's already made a couple plays today and gets in the end zone. And now, as Merrill Reese would say, the all-important extra point.
White on to attempt. They muff the snap. It's pitched back to White looking for the corner, and he won't find it. Played well by Max Munch.
Little tiny things, the snap and the hold. No chance for the kicker on that one. And, those are things you can't have if you want to get back into the ballgame.
6:46 to play, our score 14-6. There are penalty flags down, and it looked like they were in the direction of Hudson Catholic anyway. And it's a dead ball. Personal foul against Hudson Catholic following the play.
That'll be enforced on the
So it'll be enforced on the kickoff. I don't think O'Hara has had a penalty called against them today.
6 minutes, 46
You're
seconds
the
remaining
stats
in
guy.
the game.
I don't think they have, actually.
I don't think they have either. I think all the flags that have come down have been on Hudson Catholic, and that's a huge difference.
That's something you don't see a lot of,
Yeah.
you know. Unless the Eagles are playing somebody, usually, you know, we have all the penalties. But, you know, you don't see that every day.
6:46 to play. Your defense has been real solid if you're Hudson Catholic. Now they got to kick this one off from the 25 following the personal foul penalty, which may take that kind of short-angled kick out of play, or maybe it doesn't. But if you try for it, you don't get it. You know, all of a sudden, you're giving O'Hara the ball around midfield.
I mean, if you play the bounce again, it went 45 yards last time.
Yeah. Jaden Diaz will kick it away from his own 25, and you know, you look at kicking the ball from the 25 to the 40, what a huge difference. And on the kick, that one bounces in kind of no man's land, and able to get on top of the football is Dante Paoletti, one of the underclassmen up men. And O'Hara will get it right around midfield, the Hudson Catholic 48-yard line, 1st and 10.
Anytime you're starting to drive, you know, on the other side of your opponent's 50,
First down.
you're in good shape, especially late in the ball game. I mean, you get, you know, 2 or 3 first downs here.
Sprague comes out in the shotgun. 3 receivers. They hand it off on the right side on a little bit of a seam for Keed Capoto. And he gets across the 45 down to the 43. Give him a gain of 5 on the carry.
And Hudson Catholic cannot stop the clock because they have used all 3 of the timeouts.
With 6:25 to play for O'Hara, they're thinking, can't that thing move any faster? And Hudson Catholic is thinking, how's that clock moving so fast?
Exactly. And can they try to get a force a turnover?
Sprague in the shotgun. They hand it off again and taken down. Great defense that time from Hassan Dominic, who almost took the handoff from Sprague before Capoto got to it.
He was already there.
Stop for Hudson Catholic, brings up 35.
So it goes as a no gain and brings up a 3rd down and 5.
Now you have to be careful here if you're Cardinal O'Hara. You do not want to turn the football over on 3rd down late in the game. So do they stay conservative or do they throw the football? Based on what they're coming out, it looks like they are going to throw the football.
Big 3rd down, 5:30 to play. Sprague hands it off, looking for the corner, but no room to be had as Quasir Cotman gets his forward progress stopped for a loss of 2. The Hawks defense able to come up with a big stop, and they're going to get the football back with about 5 minutes to play.
With a chance to tie the ball game if they can score and get that 2-point
Christian
conversion.
Rogers and Anthony Jones.
Christian Rogers led the charge.
Now we did mention that Cardinal O'Hara has all new special teams players this year, so this is a key moment.
And it's in fact going to be a new punter after the last one from Deuce Patrick. It's P.J. O'Reilly back deep to a punt this time. Jahir White back deep to receive. High, wobbling, side over side kick. Bounces inside the 10, inside the 5, and inside the end zone for a touchback. As White thought about trying to play that one on the hop, but then wisely backed away from it. And so Hudson Catholic will take over with 4:30 to play. Trailing by 8, 14-6. And partner, this is about all the drama you could ask for coming down the stretch of the first game of the season for these two clubs.
It is. It would have been more drama had they converted on the extra point. But
yeah,
because if they do score, they still got to get the 2-point conversion. But you know, the way things have gone for Hudson Catholic, you know, the miscues to still be in the ball game with 4:30 left and able to tie it. You know, I'd say if I was them, I would take it. Now they see what they can do with it.
Regardless of the result, I think both teams can be excited about their season coming up. Here's a handoff and a ton of space Spinning off the tackler is White, and he's down to the 39-yard line with a gain of 18 and a first down.
The 38-yard line. Check that 39-yard line. That was Cole Sprague.
Sprague made what may well have been a touchdown-saving tackle.
I was just going to say that if he doesn't make that tackle, he could have been off to the races.
Face spinning off the tackler is White, and he's down to the 30.
Both teams can say, "Hey, we still have a lot of things we need to work on."
Sideline warning on Hudson Catholic, so no penalty, but just a reminder that, hey, if we got to tell you again, there will be a penalty. Dominic and White, the backs, 4:10 to play. Bates comes out under center. It's White once more, why not? Jump cut, but into the teeth of the defense, no gain.
As we click under 4 minutes. And if I'm Hudson Catholic, you got to try to take a shot down the field.
Get that stop for the Lions. Second and a long 9.
Shuman on the stop. It's 2nd down and 10. I formation once more. Dominic and White, the backs. 3 receivers, slot to the bottom of the formation. And it's a play action. Screen right is a little too tall and incomplete for Dominic. And it'll bring up a big 3rd down for the Hawks.
We've said a couple times here in the 4th quarter, Mike, that this literally could be your ball game.
On that coverage.
Yeah.
3rd and 10.
Third and 10. It's a shotgun formation, 4 receivers for the quarterback, Jonathan Bates. On his left shoulder is White. Bates drops, goes right, arm was hit as he throws, and incomplete. But there is a flag on the play as well, and it's going to be a hold on Hudson Catholic.
Call is holding on Hudson Catholic.
Boy, this is an interesting call here. Do you make it 4th and 10 or do you make it 3rd and 20?
Probably 4th.
They say 4th and 10. Yeah, penalty is declined.
That'll bring up 4th down and 10.
And if you're Hudson Catholic,
3:27
you have to
remaining
go
in the game.
for it because you don't have any timeouts left.
Right.
If you have 2 or 3 timeouts left, you can maybe think about it and punt the ball away.
With 3:27 to play, it's 4th down and 10. Bates comes out on the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. By himself out there is Amari Bolden. Bates under pressure and gets thrown down at the 40.
Sacked by number 79, John Capone.
It's John Capone making the play again defensively for O'Hara.
And that could be the ball game. O'Hara's only going to get 1 or 2 first downs.
First down, Lions.
The Hawks don't have any timeouts left, like we said. And Cardinal O'Hara comes up big with the stop there on 4th down.
So O'Hara takes over. 1st down and 10 at the Hudson Catholic 40 with 3:19 to play.
And if you're Cardinal O'Hara, no mistakes. Obviously, the coach is saying don't turn the ball over.
Right.
Don't try to go that extra mile. Just if you get tackled, go down, run the offense.
No timeouts and probably a heavy dose of Keith Capoto coming. High snap, he gets the 1st down carry. And he's taken down at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
So again, there's little tiny things that the high snap could have been disastrous there.
Brought down
We've
by
seen a lot of
Amari
that with both
Bolden
centers, the high snap.
and
Yeah.
Louis Galarza.
Louis Galarza
2nd down and 10.
comes up with a stop that time. 2nd down and 10 as the clock runs under 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play here at Cardinal O'Hara High School. Capoto again.
That's
Nothing
Steve
doing
Capoto
again.
back
Maybe
to
a
the
yard.
Gain of about 1.
And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 9.
Dominic, Stephon Payne, and Amari Bolden.
And it'll be under 2
Bolden
minutes
on
the
that
next
stop
time
for
the
Hudson
ball
Catholic.
snapped.
And you would
It'll be
assume
3rd
that
and 9.
Cardinal O'Hara's not going to be throwing the ball. They will be running the football.
Yeah, doing anything they can to just try and keep that clock running. 3rd and 9. Sprague seeing if he can draw him offside. Now the referee starts his count, and he did. Oh, that's catastrophic. So it makes a 3rd and 9, a 3rd and 4 now.
The ball is offside on Hudson Catholic. That is a 5-yard penalty.
In the words of Denny Green, we are who they thought we thought they were.
Yeah.
We'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
They're just
from the Hawks, 34.
The miscues for the Hawks, the turnovers. They have the talent.
Yep.
But it's just the discipline. It has not been there so far.
This will be a game tape for Hudson Catholic that may kind of make them tear their hair out.
We're in the box. The assistant coach obviously saying, just let that clock run. There's no reason to snap the ball.
Right.
Coming under a minute 30.
And now play is whistled down, and a timeout is taken by Cardinal O'Hara with 1:32 to play.
With 1:32 remaining in the game.
Yeah, that's the frustration of that offside penalty, too.
Exactly.
Not only does it not stop the clock, but it resets it.
Yep.
And instead of that 3rd down play happening with a tick under 2 minutes to play, it's going to happen with 1:32.
And again, Hudson Catholic had a lot of great plays, moved the football, and then just they could not finish. And Cardinal O'Hara again played well in the second half, and there's things that they could have worked on to maybe score a couple more points, but we'll see what happens.
$1:32 to play here in the 4th quarter. A 3rd down and 4.
Cardinal O'Hara 1 or 2 plays from winning this football game.
Sprague under center. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to power forward.
Luke Sprague keeps for the Lions.
And he'll gain about 2.
Under a minute and 20 left.
And you know what? To me, if you get a huge push like that,
Near the Hudson Catholic
you're not going to have to snap the ball until under a minute to play. Why not run it again?
Like we said, if it's not broke, why fix it? Just run it again. Especially when you have a quarterback that's 6'5".
Yeah, and the ball be snapped in about 45 seconds or so, presumably. Sprague comes out under center again. At 52 seconds, the umpire starts his clock. And now O'Hara will take their 3rd and final timeout with 47 seconds to play. Kind of a wise move here by B.J. Hogan. You can't take those 2 timeouts anywhere with you, so let that clock run and run. Let your quarterback see if he can draw them offside, and if he can't draw them offside, then you burn the timeout. Let the clock run a little bit more and see where it ends up.
No, you're right. And Cardinal O'Hara staying in the huddle, listen, stay within yourself, don't do anything crazy. Make sure the snap is right. Try to get that 1st down, and we can get the first win of the year. And Hudson Catholic's just hoping they can maybe cause some sort of crazy turnover.
Right. Or just get the stop on 4th and 2.
That could work too.
Under center is Sprague. Everybody in tight except one receiver. Sprague keeps and dives forward for the 1st down. That's going to finalize the victory for Cardinal O'Hara.
And Cardinal O'Hara doing the little. The other thing that's key to this game is that Cardinal O'Hara did the little tiny things.
Correct.
That Hudson Catholic did not.
Yep.
That was kind of the difference because, again, Hudson Catholic moved the ball up and down the field. And you got to tip your cap to Cardinal O'Hara. Their defense played tremendous. But they also, Hudson Catholic had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and it didn't happen for them.
Every coach's favorite formation, the victory formation. Sprague drops a final name, and that'll do it. Cardinal O'Hara survives a very game challenge from Hudson Catholic. For Hudson Catholic and the coaches, they're probably going to go back, watch this game tape, and tear their hair out.
I would.
Yeah.
With all the plays they made,
Your Lions
with all the
improved to
plays
a
they
record
made,
of 1
and then just the penalties and the turnovers not going their way. Again, a lot of ability on the other side of the team. But Cardinal O'Hara getting the first win of the year at home, which I'm sure they're happy about, but yet they still have some things to work on.
So Cardinal O'Hara with the victory, 1-0 now on the season. Their next game will come up against Sun Valley. As for things here on the Sports Fan Base Network, it is going to be a very busy football season here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Excited to have both college and high school football for you all over the place. For more information about the upcoming schedule or to watch any of our broadcasts on demand, you can go to our website, which is thesfbn.com. And just before we get out of here, Rob Believus, we got one final bit of business to do, and that's tonight's Stoll Agency play of the game. What do you think that is?
It could be multiple things, but I mean it could be the stop the Cardinal O'Hara had towards the end of the game, or it could be the touchdown which got them the 14 points at the end of the half. In the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that really ballooned that lead, and that was such a nice throw. You know what? Let's go back and take a look at that as our Stoll Agency play of the game. Sprague with a dart. Safety tries to undercut it, just couldn't do it. And that's tonight's Stoll Agency play of the game. Stoll Bonds and Insurance specializes in the construction business industry. For all of your bonding and construction insurance needs, go to the StollAgency.com. For my broadcast partner, Rob Believus, and our great crew, producer Josh Bellman, director Steven Silvestro, on the camera tonight, Steve Sion. Thanks so much for them, as well as Mike on camera. Apparently on camera is his last name. Yeah, apparently on camera is the last name.
I like how you put that close to your face there.
The 24-hour home of the Sports Fan Base Network is the SFBN.com. You've been watching the Sports Fan Base Network presented by Payroll Service Solutions.